What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I am back in Brooklyn on a lovely, lovely Saturday morning. I'm usually not quite out of the house at 10 a.m. because I'm upstairs watching football, but I gotta say it's a lovely, lovely day. Not so lovely a day if you're a West Ham United fan. West Ham, who was looking to jump over Leicester City this morning by somewhat simple victory over Newcastle, but as Newcastle is proving to everybody, a win over the Geordies is not so easy these days. And I even said, don't sleep on Joe Willock, ex-Arsenal man, right there. But the one person in our group who had Newcastle beating West Ham United is this guy right here. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, people?
You picked it.
You know, I had a sneaking suspicion that West Ham would be looking past Newcastle.
But see, I don't agree that that's the case. I understand you got the win and you got you had the right decision, but it didn't look like they were looking past. It just looked like they were playing poorly in the first half. And then
West Ham did not have that intensity that we've been witnessing the last 3 weeks. You know, just coming out of the gate and gangbusters, they seemed a little bit more reserved. You know, maybe they felt that they didn't have to go so full throttle against the Magpies. I have no idea, but that's a hell of a win for Steve Bruce and company. You know, now they actually, as I had said in the preview, now they can take that breath and they don't need to worry about the rest of the season. I'd say they're all but safe here.
Yeah, geez. I mean, what an impressive win, first of all. Like, they took their chances. They were causing mistakes in the back. And I was surprised because Ogbonna was back there. Ogbonna was back, but it looked like, let me look at this setup. So, Diop had been in there for Ogbonna. So they started Ogbonna, but then Diop was still there. So they kind of switched it to 3 in the back with Ogbonna, Dawson in the middle, and then Diop, where I felt like they were playing with a back 4 with Soufal back there, and Dawson, Diop in the middle, and then somebody else instead of Johnson, who Johnson didn't look fantastic. I mean, listen, most of Newcastle United, most of West Ham did not have a great game, but I thought Johnson didn't really have a great game. He made the one clearance, I think. But overall, rough day for Dawson. Early challenge, early yellow card, bad challenge there.
Yeah,
he has
both
a heavy
of them
touch, which leads to the crazy challenge. Brilliant refereeing to allow that to continue.
It really was. I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle, but with maximum charging like that,
I mean, he looked at it and he was paying attention in it, and it was actually a fantastic use of the advantage rule.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
What's up, Jules? Good to see you, part of the Stoop crew. Good afternoon, good morning. Still, I'm still having my cup of coffee, and the sun is like, woo! It's hot if I lean too far forward. So
yeah, careful.
I'm just gonna lean back a little bit and chill on the stoop in the morning. It's cool seeing all the people like heading off to soccer practice, heading off to baseball practice. But Saint-Maximin, don't you love that guy?
I absolutely love watching him play. I hope his ankle injury isn't too severe. Although with where Newcastle is right now, it doesn't really matter. But we love watching that guy play. There's a lot to like about Newcastle up front. I felt Almiron had a fucking amazing game. I just want him to score, just to top it off, because
he's a guy where I'm like, relax, man. You don't have to score. Stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about scoring and just play your game. And feed your team a little bit. But I feel like he's looking for those stats to boost his cred, when I think he's a middle of the pitch, He's a forward-thinking player, but I think he can pick more passes. For me, he plays that bullshit of falling on the ground and rolling around and then pops up as soon as he doesn't get the call. And for me, I'm like, you got to stop that bullshit.
Yeah, I'd like to see that stop just across the league, you know.
Yeah.
It's just,
and
it
listen,
gets Austin, a little ridiculous, especially after watching like Richarlison doing it yesterday.
Listen,
He's like
Austin just said, put some respect on Willock's name. I said in our preview show, don't sleep on Joe Willock. The dude's been Arsenal man. He's been coming off the bench. There's Lucas Flappy Hansky, who's ex-Arsenal man as well. But listen, Joe Willock has been coming off the bench and he's hungry. He's hungry, man. And he's been in the right spots. I think that was his second touch. Listen, he's not.
He hadn't even been on the pitch for like a minute,
2 minutes or something. Yeah, but he's no Olivier Giroud. He's not a man in the box like looking for headers. He just happened to slide in there, and he got up for it. How all those West Ham defenders allowed little ass Joe Willock to hop in there with a header? Like, big up for him, man. I'm really happy for him. I liked him a lot at Arsenal. I hope he does really well there. So yes, Austin.
Is he on loan, or did he just was that a straight transfer over? He's on loan, right?
I think he. You know, I'm not sure if it was a transfer or a loan. Because a few guys went away at the same time, like Niles and I forget, some of them left and some of them were on loan. I forget, man. But yeah, Jules, it was a cracking header. It was a good header. Very good. So what are your biggest takeaways from this match, Mark? Was it more impressed by
I think West Ham. I think West Ham needs to stop with the own goals. You know, because the little, like, you know, Fabianski, call him what you want, you know, he was not having a good day at the office. No, even his saves were spilling.
Yeah,
you know? And the little miscommunication with Diop.
But see, if you look at the slow-mo of the first goal, Fabianski missed it. It was going in anyway. It sucks that it's not his goal because it is such a clear back heel into the net.
No,
but if you look at it, he misses the ball, and Diop is right there and does this like spin and just knocks it in.
Well, it also looks like it kind of pinballs a couple of times between Fabianski and Diop before it goes in. You know, and so that's unfortunate, but the second goal is just like unforgiving. Just, you know, the way that it just drops out of your hands with no contact. That's you have one job, and you had your hands on it, and you couldn't make the save.
All right, man. I'm gonna stop fighting the sun. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna stop fighting it and go with it because it feels good on half of my face. So I'm gonna put it all on my face and show y'all some of the block.
Right on. Yeah, I know that block.
So there, maybe the sun will balance out in my favor here.
You zoom in, you might see Mr. Director.
There we go. That feels better. And now the sun goes away. Perfect. So you were less impressed with Newcastle and more disappointed in West Ham?
Well, I mean, obviously West Ham should have won that game in my mind. I mean, yes, Newcastle showed a lot of fight. Newcastle did, you know, they did everything that we've expected to see from Newcastle, you know, more kind of on the defense. But, you know, West Ham goes down to 10 men. Why are you sitting back like that? Why aren't you attacking? Because that's what we saw. We saw an attacking full squad against a 10 in the for the fifth goal of the game.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, it was just like, is Newcastle just going to just throw this chance away? But they didn't. Willock was able to make that really great goal. But you're sitting in a pretty spot. You're in fourth. Could jump to third.
Yeah.
You're playing Newcastle, which is on the brink of relegation, and you can't do anything with it. And again, this is something that I saw this as a game that West Ham was going to look beyond. This is a gimme, in their mind, and they got Chelsea next week, and
see, I don't know.
They got done bit in the ass, just like I thought they would.
I just don't. I don't see this as a problem of them looking beyond them. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was subconsciously looking beyond them, but excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Just because I don't think it's it didn't look like it was a managing decisions that were wrong, like playing a softer squad, things like that, where you can see that they're looking beyond a team. It just, I don't know. It just didn't happen. It just wasn't there. So maybe you're absolutely right. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, a player that West Ham fans have been kind of singing praises of would be Dawson, and just to have him make some really poor choices to be sent off so early, that was really surprising to me, because he didn't look like he was. You know how some players, they get that early yellow and you're just like, oh, we got to get that guy off because he's going to get a red and really hurt us.
Yeah.
I don't see Dawson as being that kind of player, and yet both penalties or both fouls were somewhat cynical.
Now, the first foul, I kind of felt like he had to make that, like because they were on a break and he wasn't fully covered in the back. So that's where you kind of make a foul, you take the yellow. The second one, look, man, you have a bad touch. You're clearly not winning that ball.
Exactly.
Get back. Like you have the bad touch. You see they're getting him. You need to get back, because even if you don't hit him, they're on the breakaway and you're on the ground. Like, even if you don't foul him, you're on the ground and they're 10 yards ahead of you. You need to. You fucked up. You fucked up, and you had a bad touch. Don't fuck up again by going in for a stupid challenge where you're nowhere near getting there. So that was a dumb mistake. But Adam from West Ham is Why We Drink podcast. He always tells you. Adam lost another bet. Uh-oh. He's getting the Newcastle badge on the back of his head. We got to get rid of the...
There we are.
Oh, Adam. It's going to be all stacked back there, man, with logos. But he says Dawson is always good for a goal, one way or the other. He's either in there for a headed goal for them, or he gives up a goal on the other end. And now... But you're totally right. Once they went down to 10 men, it seemed like Newcastle had 10 men and they were defending the whole time. Which was just dumb. And then as soon as they decide to attack, they go and they score a goal, like fairly quickly. And they had more chances towards the end of the game. Just very, very, very interesting. I did not expect this. And yes, somebody said... Mark, what was this? Mark has been on fire with his predictions. Let's hope he's wrong about Monday's game. Let's hope he's wrong.
I got 2 right in 2 weeks. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's on fire, but
but you got two
quality matches.
2 shocking ones. I would say this is shocking. West Ham has been in brilliant form.
I'm going to say this, as far as a match that was on our weekend watch list, this was worth getting up at 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, it was rather entertaining, and not something where you're just kind of like, snuggling in on the couch and kind of slowly dozing off, an arm reach away from your coffee. This was a fun game to watch, and Newcastle going up 2-0. I didn't think that lead was safe. In fact, I text during the game. I was like, now watch the reverse narrative occur, where Newcastle or West Ham is down 3-0, and then they come back to tie it or win, and that's
it nearly
almost
happened.
Exactly what happened.
It nearly happened. Now, I wouldn't have been surprised if it ended 5-3, 5-4, like in the last 10 minutes.
Sure.
4 more goals come flying in, because it was kind of open-ended. But to me, West Ham with 10 men looked about the proper quality to play Newcastle. That's where I feel like Newcastle's 11 versus West Ham 10. Mm-hmm. That looks like a proper match. So maybe had West Ham just started the match with 10 men, they may have won this match. I feel like maybe you're right, where they were not quite looking ahead, but they went at it with a bit of, we got this.
Right.
We got this.
Right. That kind of, but Newcastle had that kind of same, I don't want to say same swagger, but that same kind of like, all right, we're down to 10 men, much like Leeds was on what was that, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, or Saturday? Friday. I don't remember what day it was, but
Leeds was
Saturday
morning.
Yeah, I don't.
Saturday morning.
It all blurs together after a while. I know they play Monday. And
yeah, man, for real.
We'll be watching that for sure.
Hey, how y'all doing? So crazy result. But now, once again, like I said, the top 6 is wide open. Not wide open. The top 2 are kind of solidified there. But 3rd place through 6th place is just wide open with weird things.
4 points.
Just 4 weird things that could happen, where people all the way down, teams all the way down in 9th, 10th spot are looking at this like, that was a good result. That was a good result for Arsenal. That was a good result for Liverpool, for Everton, for Spurs. For
a lot of people, for a lot of teams that think that they can sneak into that 5th spot. But
yes, so far this weekend is kicking off fantastic for us, like buzzer beater teams.
Exactly.
For those of us who are looking for an exciting finale to the season.
Cinderella teams, and I think that would be very fitting for this season.
Definitely,
to have some of these races come down to the 37th, 38th week. Because like we said, 1 through 3 was sewn up so early in the season last year,
Well, yeah, and look, we could have our first relegated team if you guys can beat Sheffield United. They're gone.
We're only playing with 7 men. Can we even field a team? I mean, no Neves, no Neto.
No, they sent a bus to Portugal and just picked up a bunch of kids off the street and they brought them in, and they're like, they're fine. They'll be good. They'll be good.
I'm really, the lineup at 2:00 will be very, very interesting to see. And then who plays and who, do we see Silva on the wing in Neto's spot, or Podence? I guess Podence on the wing, and with Silva behind Jose, maybe the other way around, although I doubt it. I think we're going to see Jose score with an assist by Podence, because Podence has been working really hard to feed Willian Jose and get him. Yeah. He's definitely getting his chances, but
it's shocking that
the blunts are just going to be coming. They're coming, and they're going to come full force. And I could see Sheffield United staving off relegation in this one, and save it for another day. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. it's a foregone conclusion. But
I think
I just
mathematically
I just don't know what kind of firepower the Wolves are going to be able to generate. That's a lot to ask.
Yeah, but I think.
I mean, look, Neto being out, I think we could have survived that, but to lose Neves as well, I mean, we're only going to lose Neves for maybe one more game. It's just a COVID protocol, but it just comes at a really bad time, Well,
I mean, let's look at this race. Let's look at the relegation battle here, because Newcastle with that win jumps over Brighton, over Burnley, and now Burnley and Brighton who are both level with 33, 7 points clear with the game in hand on Fulham.
Right.
So, but now West Brom is only 2 points behind Fulham. So,
right.
Listen, 6 matches left, so they could get 18 points. They could end up with 44. It's if. Once again, the way West Brom is playing, West Brom is taking it to teams just like Newcastle. Fulham, not so much. Burnley needs to be careful. And Brighton also needs to be careful. Just with the way Newcastle was playing, I think everybody, both Brighton and Burnley, were like, all right, cool, Newcastle's being terrible. That's fine.
The league will catch up on you for sure,
Yeah.
You guys get Fulham tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so we got Fulham, which should be, who knows with Arsenal right now? Like, it depending on which team shows up.
Well, I mean, who does show up? Because I mean, y'all played in Europa on Thursday, so
yeah, and we don't have another match for a full week, so it's not like we have FA Cup or anything like that. Right. We should be able to field a decent team, and
it'll be a nice win for Arsenal because they're not going to have Aubameyang, and y'all know how I feel about Aubameyang. When he doesn't play, Arsenal is so much better.
Yeah, man, and I mean, Lacazette is in form. Lacazette is looking fantastic right now.
He is looking great.
Pepe's got some confidence. Partey is looking better and better. Anyway, we can't jump over anybody with a win against Fulham. Arsenal can't. But if we don't win and Leeds United get a win and Aston Villa get a win, we would drop out of the top 10 behind Leeds United and Aston Villa.
Yeah.
So let's move to the top of the table and see what West Ham losing means. They could have jumped into 3rd place and put some real pressure on Manchester United for 2nd place, actually. But now Leicester City sitting a little pretty, 1 point ahead of West Ham. And they have later today, tomorrow, Leicester does not play until Thursday. They play West Brom. So Leicester could actually get back on a run and get back in good form. They're coming on 2 wins and a draw. No, loss. 2 losses. They're actually 2 losses. So we'll see what all that means. And Chelsea play Brighton, so they should win that, and that would jump them over
to
West
4th.
Ham.
Yeah.
And so this slow descent of West Ham could be starting.
Let's hope not. It's just so much fun to talk about them in
it would be an absolute shame.
And in that top, but like we talked about yesterday about me hearing in yesterday's the Everton Spurs match was that should the dice roll where Chelsea wins champions and Arsenal win Europa
League,
then 4th would no longer be in play for Champions League.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy. So even if West Ham was to hold on, they might find themselves looking in. That's crazy.
And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, hold on, but that would mean Arsenal would have to win the Europa League. Well, Man United could also win the Europa League. Oh, no, because if Man United won the Europa League, that would steal a spot.
It would either or, I think.
So Who knows? Could be a crazy old finish to the season. And absolutely will be a crazy old season finish to the season, because right now, like we said, the bottom, let's say the bottom is already taken, but West Brom, Fulham, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle, even Southampton, all of those teams, who knows what could happen between all of them. Very weird time for West Brom to finally start playing, Newcastle to finally start playing. Brighton has been fantastic, but just cannot win. Fulham, kind of the same thing. They play really good football, but just cannot win. Burnley, don't know what's happened with them. And Southampton, just weird. What the fuck is going on with them?
I think with Southampton, it was just like injury after injury. You know, they're kind of in that same boat with Wolves like that. You know, Danny Ings missed some time, and now that he's back, he just hasn't really found form.
Yeah. But listen, only 12 points separate 11th and 3rd.
Yeah.
And there's 6 matches left in the season, so there's 12 points. There's 18 points right there. So, you know, anything could happen, and weird things are happening. West Ham just lost to Newcastle. Chelsea lost to West Brom. Man City lost to Leeds United. Weird shit can happen, you know? And then things are working out for these top 4 contenders, like I said, with Chelsea, with West Ham losing, and with Tottenham and Everton drawing. That was a perfect result for most of the table there.
Yeah.
Look,
definitely.
If Liverpool wins on Monday, they jump over West Ham.
Yeah.
So a win for Chelsea, a win for Liverpool.
They're in a nice, an enviable position, because they're gelling at just the right time, you know, which you knew was going to happen with Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know.
So very interesting. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the weekend. But Mark, I think we've look at Ian jumping on here. Liverpool. We were just talking about your team. Yeah, you guys can jump over West Ham if you can find a way to beat the mighty Leeds United. So that's gonna that makes the match on Monday even more of a cracker. You know, I think it's gonna be a fantastic, fun match. And like I said, these results so far, these 2 results, means teams like Leeds United, teams like Arsenal, teams like Aston Villa are all going, okay, wait a minute, we can make up a little ground right here on these teams. And so just watch. Later today, Wolves, Sheffield United, doesn't really matter, Arsenal, Fulham, Man United. Like, watch Burnley beat Man United. Watch Brighton beat Chelsea. That would just flip.
These are mighty big things to watch for. But you know what? It's been that kind of a season.
Exactly. You called Newcastle West Ham. So nobody called West Brom over Chelsea.
No.
I called.
And then did Chelsea go down to 10 men in that one? I think so.
Jesus.
What are you attracting there, son?
A fucking bird flew down. I hate pigeons. But anyway,
you're in the wrong city if you hate pigeons.
No, I don't like. Oh, I do not like pigeons.
I hear you. I
not like birds.
All right. So who's your man of the match?
So my man of the match
for both teams.
I think for both teams. You mean overall man of the match or individually?
For each team. For each team.
For each team, I'd say man of the match. I gotta go with Saint Maximin. He just causes so much trouble, and I think when he gets on the ball, he freaks people out because they don't know what he's gonna do, and they know they're not fast enough.
Right.
And the way he can cut through defenses. You think he's going to be tackled and you think he's going to lose the ball, and then all of a sudden he goes all the way through and gets a shot off, and you're just like, how I don't understand how nobody took the ball from him. And so even though there's probably somebody in the midfield who did better work that I'm not seeing, I don't know. For me, just on first impulses, St. Maximin was the one causing all the trouble, and probably that fact that may have been what made David Moyes go with a back three instead of a back four like they have been, and keeping the wingers back more and not letting them go forward as much. Even though Soufal was up a lot, it's kind of like a Traore type thing where you can't forget about him because he'll beat you and he'll physically beat you. So for me, I'm going to say St. Maximin for man of the match. Plus he got a goal. Well, I guess he didn't get a
He didn't get the goal, but he was the goal.
But I mean, he was that goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then little honorable mention for Joe Willett coming in and picking his
making
spot.
it happen.
He's got like 3 goals in 9 matches, but only like 2 starts.
Yeah.
So, and then on the other side of the ball, that's rough. I just don't feel like they had a very good game at all. The entire team. I don't know, man. Bowen looked pretty good actually. Fornals played fairly well. Souček played fairly well. It's hard for me to pick anybody on that team who I would say stands out as the man of the match. Maybe, I don't know. Let's hear what you have to say.
Well, I definitely agree with St. Maximin. He was the catalyst from start to finish, until they pulled him in like the 60th, 70th minute. He was a handful, and I think he's the reason why Dawson found himself out, despite the fact that he wasn't involved, making contact with St. Maximin. Almiron would be a close second for me. I thought Almiron had a really great game. He was all over the pitch.
Good shout, Bobby. Good shout.
Yeah, I'm getting to that one.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying about there's probably a midfielder
despite giving up the 2 goals, Dubravka I thought was pretty solid in the net. But that's just far too many. For West Ham, Soufal for me was the man of the match. He was there was a lot of, he was involved with a lot of play and was able to take the ball away at will, it seemed like. So those would be my 2.
Yeah, Soufal.
Yeah,
he was all right. It's just hard to say man of the match when you give up 3 goals and you're a defender,
Right.
But Bobby, that's what I was talking about. Bobby Lala, big up Stoop Crew right there. You see the little badge by his name. Matt Ritchie, that's what I was saying. There's probably some midfielder who did better that I'm overlooking. And then Soufal, good shout. Richard asked, didn't see the game. Did Lingard pick up an injury? He did get pulled off. He was like limping for a moment, but Bobby says he thinks it was just a cramp. At that point,
I agree.
I think it was David Moyes going, fuck it.
Just get off the pitch.
Fuck it. Like, you are our season. Like, no, get over here. And then in all fairness, Lanzini came in and he was a bit of a spark plug. So
absolutely.
I feel like the team was kind of like Diop was dead. Like a lot of them, their legs were just out. Their legs were dead.
Oh, absolutely. Toward the end.
So I don't know.
Especially with 8 minutes of stoppage time.
8 minutes of stoppage time.
Ridiculous.
Look, speaking of stoppage time, Newcastle was time wasting from like minute 12.
Yeah.
They were holding the ball. They were tying, like, one dude takes off both of his shoes and changes his insoles. Like, he's like, call up Dr. Scholes. And they let him do that? They let him stay on the pitch and do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Well, let's see. And I think, if we give like bonehead of the match, it's definitely Dawson. I think, like I said, his first yellow a bit more justifiable because he was beat and most of the defenders were beat. It's early enough. You make that foul. Hopefully you get away without a card because it's early enough. But yellow is, you take the yellow right there.
Yeah.
The second foul, dude, you already made a mistake.
Yeah, just let him go.
Yeah, just back up and defend and make sure the mistake doesn't get worse. So bonehead mistake right there. But oh well, there's a speed bump for West Ham. We knew it was coming eventually. Hopefully they can turn it around and finish out the season and knock some of these big boys out of the top 4.
Absolutely.
So still a hell of a season going on right now. David Moyes, I still think, is the front runner for Manager of the Year. Let's see how he reacts to this. So, all right, Mark. And Adam getting a Newcastle United, getting the horsies back there. But all right, I'm off to the park to actually play some football. So,
all right, you enjoy the beautiful afternoon.
Yeah, it's
morning.
A little crisp right now.
You're gonna get in front for the FA Cup. Was that the semifinal today?
Yeah, 12:30. We have FA Cup. Chelsea
and Man City. Yeah,
should be fantastic. That's interesting. Alan St. Maximin and Matt Ritchie and his magic hat. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good talking to you, Mark.
Yeah, man.
I totally thought you were coming over to sit on the stoop with me, but
too early. I haven't even had coffee yet.
I'm on like my 4th massive mug. Oh, I don't know if we can show.
Is it Disney? Disney owns everything. Pretty soon they'll own our show and we'll be millionaires.
Fuck up. All right, man. Well, great talking to you.
All right.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow. We will be on probably for a quick post-match of the Arsenal Fulham match, me and Kantak and Lawler, hopefully.
Nice.
And then we will be on Monday talking. Who's playing on Monday?
Leeds and Liverpool, you fool.
Oh, yeah. Leeds, Liverpool, Monday. And Mark, let's think about possibly heading out to Legends for that. But we'll talk about that in the text. Yeah, we got invited out to Legends. The New York White's going to be out there.
Football Factory. Yeah, that actually. And
it's a Monday.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys, from Brooklyn. Peace out, y'all. See you on the next one.